Welcome to the Wackadoodle News, broadcasting high above the glistening Sclabangi building. I'm your host, Marty D'Angelo, so welcome to the show. Hey guys, a lot going on here. Just have a meeting today, Oroville Dam Watch Group, and there's so much controversy over this whole thing. I mean, it's just crazy, and there's a lot of stuff just flying around out there. It's actually kind of comical, but anyway, I do want to go over with you things that we do know about the dam. We know that it's failed in the past, and we know that it was feared to fail again. So we already know all that. And if you need to go back and see information from 2017 and see what happened, there's plenty of that, and I have a lot of that in my videos too. There's the gates of the main spillway are leaking, and according to officials, this is normal. Okay, well, trust me, you guys have a faucet at your house. You know if it leaks, that's not normal. So, somebody comes over and says, "Hey, man, your faucet's leaking." You're like, "No, man, and it's designed that way." Yeah, just constantly run water up my bill. So that's just ridiculous and preposterous to say that that's the way. What happened was they didn't want to take out the gates and regrout the whole insides of that whole area there. That would have, cost millions more and been a lot more time. And also, I don't think they really know how to do that. So, yeah, that's not a good situation. But, I mean, it's not the end of the world. The gates are closed all the way and some water's leaking out, and they're managing to get it to, to go off to one side, as you can see by the cameras, which... the cameras are something that they control. I mean, that's through the Parks Department, but, I don't even think it's through them. I think it's through someone else. But all of the cameras, the one camera that I'm showing you right here, you can see at the bottom of the spillway. This is on during the daytime, but this is on a post, and there's a solar panel there that runs this. So a lot of times this is unavailable at night, and this is also unavailable if they're doing something down there they don't want you to see. That'll shut it off. Here's the upper spillway camera. This is on most of the time, though at night, obviously, you can't see that much. But one thing you will notice if you zoom in down here at the bottom, you can see the timestamp, so you can see that it's actually live. So you can see when this actual video that I'm doing right now was taken. So, but you can't rely on the cameras for anything. I've never known them to replace footage or play past footage, but they'll just turn the cameras off. So what's going on right now with the dam is the water level is rising daily, and it looks like the emergency spillway will be used without a doubt. So I don't know if that's part of, Kiewit's long-term plan. I know DWR is just completely in the dark as far as what to do, it would appear, The truth is that there's been 20,000, there's more than that now, mini tremors at the Oroville Dam. And you can call this conspiracy or whatever you want, but here's a news report.
6:34 now. Well, to a surprising new theory behind earthquakes at the nation's tallest dam. A spillway failure led to mass evacuations last year at the Oroville Dam. We all remember that. But in addition to those cracks, did you know that scientists were also investigating a seismic mystery? What caused nearly 20,000 earthquakes at the spillway? Maria Medina is getting answers this morning.
As the main spillway at Oroville Dam failed last February.
That's what we see at these different stations.
Scientists at the USGS were focused on something also happening at the dam that couldn't be heard or seen.
And we were wondering what's going on.
Two earthquakes, a 1.0 magnitude tremor and a 0.8. Researchers like Ola Kovin began taking a closer look.
And found close to 20,000 of these tiny events, more or less in the same location.
Kovin says they discovered since 1993 there were thousands of small, shallow earthquakes at the dam. The big questions: what was causing them? Could it be the dam itself, and could the quakes be behind the spillway failure?
What we ended up finding is that all of these 20,000 events coincided with use of the spillway.
Researchers found more than 99% of the quakes happened when the spillway was in use. The strongest tremors occurred when the emergency spillway was opened during the failure, and massive amounts of water were released. So what caused the quakes?
That the most likely culprit is that water actually gets under the spillway into cracks in the bedrock, and these cracks open and close, and they generate these seismic signals.
But Coven doesn't believe the quakes caused the spillway to fail. In fact, a team of independent experts found it was the design and other factors that were the cause. A mystery researchers believe they've solved. The bottom line, the quakes at Oroville Dam appear to be man-made.
It's the first time we've seen this, but in all fairness, it's also the first time we've looked.
And again, that was Maria Medina reporting. So the Department of Water Resources, which oversees the dam, just received that USGS report yesterday and could not comment. But researchers say the small quakes most likely will not cause a bigger earthquake in the future.
So this thing with the tremors at the dam is super important, and we're going to come back to that at the end of my report. But there's a lot of other things that, you know, people are curious about. Grass is growing on the side of the dam face. It's feared to be from water seepage through that area. They're saying that other parts of the dam that you know are unsafe. There was an original tunnel that they had built that they never got working, and that just seems really strange. You just made something and it's broken, but you guys have never fixed it. So there's what appears to be pieces of concrete missing from the main spillway. Is this rumors? Wow. You know, do you have eyeballs? No? Okay, well, I'll get a seeing eye dog to go down there and sniff it out for you. We have people who are going to be going down this weekend filming the grass on the side of the dam, and they're going to be filming the spillway gates, and they're going to be filming the actual spillway with high-resolution cameras, so they'll be able to get all the stuff that we need for that. And you can see for yourself. The water data is not being reported or updated for long periods of time. So here's another thing that they do with, you know, controlling the cameras is they all of a sudden just turn off a water monitoring station or unplug the network cable that sends the data out to the central station to report it. And this can be a real problem because then all of a sudden everything shows up 00000. You're like, I know for a fact there's not 000 CFS going into Lake Oroville right now. This is just absolute hogwash. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer. And of course, you know, DWR and its backside, aka JUAN BROWNE, all say everything is fine, but you know, the data would prove different. The lake is on the rise, and there's some issues with the spillway. We just read a report about harmonic resonance and how this vibration that they've already recorded and that's already caused some damage to the spillway, how this is, you know, affecting the situation. The inside information, our sources tell us that some of the new monitoring equipment that was installed to monitor the spillway spiked and harmonic vibrations were formed as the flow of water was raised to 20,000 CFS. And also some of the equipment, such as the prisms that were installed in several spillway walls to measure vibrations, were also damaged and no longer usable. So they definitely know that there's a problem. You know, there's no doubt about it at all.
So the question is, are there additional monitoring techniques or equipment to monitor use of the spillway? DWR has a robust monitoring program in place. We have 24-hour surveillance and monitoring of the spillway. As well as I believe it's 34 piezometers in the spillway design, measuring pressure, and then and 70 what are called prisms, which measure movement. I should kick it to the engineer. I'll hand it over to Joel Ledesma.
Yeah, I think part of reconstructing the spillway also meant modernizing our monitoring. And so, as Aaron stated, there's roughly 36 piezometers built into the spillway to measure pressure under the spillway. There's about 70 piezometers prisms to monitor movement in the walls of the emergency spillway. And then additional cameras that we've installed that are permanent, so also visible view of the spillway.
You know, there's a lot of controversy about the dam. You know, and like I said, I mean, it's kind of comical, but you know, when the dam broke back in 2017, there was a lot of mud that was slung. You know, dam aficionados like BLANCOLIRIO, aka JUAN BROWNE, called dam expert Scott Cahill a wackadoodle. That's where we get our wackadoodle news. We're proud of it, by the way. while Scott Cahill referred to Juan Browne as the best little blogger that money could buy. But in the end, Cahill ended up to be a straight-up guy, while Juan Browne seems to be DWR's butt puppet. So, just saying. He said last night they're letting the lake levels rise because that's what they always do. But if you look at the historical data, now is the time when California begins emptying its reservoirs. So there's a lot of false information that's going on out there about the dam and whether or not it's defective. And so you really have to watch who you listen to, and don't believe everybody that you hear. Don't be a lazy sheeple. Take some other guy's word for it. But go do the research for yourself and find out that the DWR engineers of this project are literally bricks right now. So should you be scared? No. You should, however, be prepared. That's one thing, that we want you guys to always do is be prepared to have to, evacuate the area if that should arise. So back to the seismology of the dam. The dam was built on active fault lines, which so was 90% of California, so that's not the problem. But the problem is that there's reason to believe that filling the lake to its capacity, its full capacity, will put pressure on the earth below the dam, and that a seismic event will occur with a 78% probability. In any event, it would appear that we will be testing the design of the emergency spillway the first or second week of May. So anyway, you guys be good. Take care of each other, please. All right. We're in this together. God bless.